Guys, today we've got the Jordan 5 Awake New York scam, Jordan brand cancelling a ton of sneakers including the off-whites, and maybe you shouldn't buy the Adidas Jellyfish sneaker. Welcome to Sneaky Sunday. Let's get into a release recap. There has been quite a lot of big releases that have happened over the past couple days. First one, the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1 Low. I know that they did like a little pre-launch, but this was the Nike Sneakers app release, which happened yesterday. I managed to get a pair to my surprise. I thought these things were super limited, and maybe they were. I did not expect to get a pair, especially not from the Nike Sneakers app, but thankfully I did. Let me know if you grabbed one too. The Adidas Jellyfish sneaker had a release, a very limited release through Pharrell Williams' new crazy website. So apparently this is kind of debuting a whole new chapter for Adidas and Pharrell Williams in terms of collaborations moving forwards. It's kind of a new subset brand called Virginia. So there was a bunch of other stuff like different t-shirts and beach balls and cameras, but obviously the shoes completely sold out. Now, it was a little bit of a weird raffle because it didn't tell you when they would choose winners. You just sign up and then I guess it was random. So if one of you managed to get these things, like an actual email from the Virginia website, let me know, because I definitely didn't. But here's the thing, there is a second chance. There's going to be, I guess, the main release, which is going to be through the Adidas Confirmed app. So here it is on the app. Hopefully you can see that and it's not blown out, but it's global. If you want to try and get a pair, just sign up. I think the draw opens tomorrow morning. As soon as it opens up, you can enter up £250 in the UK, $300 in the US. Now, if you, like many other people, do not want to pay that $300 price, there's good news, because apparently Adidas is going to be dropping a 2.0 Adistar XLG sneaker, which is less expensive and looks very similar. So this is it, still based off of the original Adistar model, just an extra large version. That's what XLG stands for, and it looks good. I mean, it has all of the characteristics of the Jellyfish sneaker, just not that crazy 3D effect upper. I imagine these are very similar to the XLG runners and other, bigger, chunkier Adidas models that they make. So retail would probably be about $150 to $180 versus the $300 that you would pay for the Pharrell Williams collab. In terms of a release date for these, they should be dropping next year, apparently according to Soul Retriever, in 2026 at some point during the springtime. However, in my opinion, a lot of these XLG shoes do become China exclusive, so maybe we won't even see a global release of this. We'll have to wait and see, but if there is official images, maybe if you miss out or you just don't want to pay $300 for those, there's good news, because you might be able to get this sneaker next year. And obviously this is just the first colorway. There should be plenty more down the line. You guys out in the US, very far behind, but the shattered backboards are going to be dropping on August the 23rd. That should be through the Nike Sneakers app, probably a bunch of retailers as well. For the rest of the world, we had these ages ago, and there's obviously all these pictures floating around online of these things sitting, like EU and stuff like that. A lot of Jordans do end up sitting, but for you guys on the US, I don't know. I mean, it is an iconic colorway. Maybe it will fly off shelves and sell out. We'll have to wait and see. One more thing before we move on to the upcoming stuff, I do just want to give a little bit of an update for anybody who went and entered the Advisory Boards Crystals Puma collaboration for the Fantastic Four drop that they did. So you probably woke up to this email, very long email, which yeah, we're not going to read all of it, but the basic premise is that there is some issues with shipping this shoe out. So to briefly summarize this email, all of the shoes have to be sent out at the same time, because again, nobody has seen the sneakers, and they want it to be this massive surprise where, no sneaker YouTubers or blogs actually get the pairs and spoil the surprise. Everybody gets them at the same time. Now, the issue with that is that Puma has some delays from the manufacturer. So because every single order has to be finalized before shipping, even issues like sizing errors or address changes affect the entire batch. So if there's someone who entered the wrong address, they're killing it for everybody else. So currently 2 of the character pairs are stuck in customs due to ongoing global tariff and supply chain issues. Puma doesn't have a clear release date from customs, and until those pairs clear, no orders can ship because it would be unfair for some people to miss out. Now, they do also outline that things being stuck in customs for 1 to 4 or even 5 months at a time could potentially be the case, and they say this to set expectations. These could be released tomorrow, but if they have not, it could be a very long wait, and nobody knows when these things are going to ship out. Just know, if you were waiting on this pair of shoes, if you're anticipating it, yeah, you're not getting them for a while, at least according to this email. Right, now of course we need to talk about this Awake New New York scandal that's been going around online. So this is a highly anticipated release, and as we know, they're going to be very, very limited, and the demand for these things just way outweighs the actual supply. So what happens is some people take the opportunity to scam people. This story is pretty confusing. It actually took me a while to wrap my head around what the hell happened, because I do not have Twitter, so I wasn't involved in all of the craziness that was going on. But Nice Kicks thankfully did a little TLDR. So this social media user allegedly sold friends and family links for the Awake New York Jordan 5s, promising buyers guaranteed early pairs. After gaining online cosigns with proof of confirmation, she told those who paid the links would be sent later, but they never arrived. Then stated publicly that she would not issue refunds and claimed the FNF link she sold was given it to her by an Awake New York employee. Now, Awake New York has denied any connection to this person and the alleged scammer. Long story short, she was selling these links for $150. People bought it trying to get early pairs, and she ran off with the money. I think she made out with $6,000 that she just does not want to give back or refund to anyone. So she offered no explanation for why. She kept accepting payments without providing additional links, and she also said that she never cared, and the people who paid her are stupid for being dumb. So there's a little bit more to this. There's a little bit more, like, you know, stuff that she said and posted, and it goes on for a little bit, but that is pretty much the lowdown. So a decent amount of people did get scammed for this, and I guess I know some people are just going to be like, yeah, you cannot blame the scammer because the people were stupid for doing this in the first place. But at the end of the day, you know, we have seen some pretty random releases where brands have done some crazy hoops that you need to jump through in order to buy a pair of shoes. Stuff like that has kind of confused people. So I get the whole thing about, you know, people shouldn't be this dumb to give a random person $150 expecting them to follow through. But I also get from the, you know, the person who gets scammed perspective that there has been some weird stuff with sneaker releases in the past. Bottom line is, some people got scammed. Just do not trust anybody from now on when it comes to the release of this pair of shoes, especially on X. Now, for people who are actually trying to get this pair of shoes and do want to try and, you know, enter the launch properly, then here's how to buy them. We have spoken about this plenty of different times, but I'm going to go through it again just because this is the only way that you can get them. Currently, there's 7,000 pairs of the pink one and then 13,000 of the black pair. There will be an EQL raffle both in store and online for these today, August 17th, and that is going to be on Awake New York's website. They should have that very readily available. And then just the black pair is going to release 13,000 pairs through Awake New York, and there's going to be a drop through Nike on August the 30th. And then the apparel launches tomorrow, Monday, August the 18th. So there you go. Don't trust any other methods of buying this pair of shoes. That is everything you need to know all right here. Good luck. Hardly any of us are going to get it, but I'll speak to you guys on Wednesday and see we'll hear from the lucky few. A little bit of an update for anybody who is interested in the Jordan 4 Cave Stone. So I only bring up this page because these things are actually not releasing at the same time everywhere in the world. September 6th is going to be the release for you guys out in the US. However, there is raffles available here in the EU. They haven't loaded up to the Nike Sneakers app, but places like End Clothing, Foot Patrol, and stuff like that, where they're going to be launching very, very soon, literally in 3 days. So if you're after this pair of shoes and you are in the EU or the UK, check different stores that are raffling them off. Again, Foot Patrol, End Clothing, there's probably a bunch of other ones that I'm forgetting, but those raffles are live now. You have about 2 or 3 days in order to enter. It's going to be dropping, I believe, on the 22nd or something like that. I'm sure they'll load up to the Nike Sneakers app pretty soon. That's just a little bit of an update. For you guys out in the US, still September 6th. August the 21st, we're getting the next colorway, the Nike Ja 3 Max Volume. This is something that I think is loaded up to the Nike Sneakers app. I mean, it's a very, very loud pair of shoes. Probably ballers, like actual basketball players, would probably rock these things, but casual, I would have gone for the gray one that I did a review on or the upcoming pairs. But either way, it's a solid pair of Nike shoes if you're interested, decently affordable, and just a really nice design overall. Salehe Bembury is going to be dropping a pair of shoes the very next day, the New Balance 1000 Fog Be the Cloud. These names just keep getting more random. So again, these are the official images. Very, very colorful pair of shoes. Very Salehe Bembury. And again, August 22nd, which is going to be through Salehe Bembury's website, which is beasponge.com, and then newbalance.com as well. Kith and Adidas just teased a new collab collection, which should be coming at some point soon. So there's actually a ton of different sneaker models involved in this, and they all look very, very similar in terms of colorway. A lot of sail, some metallic, and white. So if you're looking for color variation, there is not much to go around except for like a couple of these pairs. Just has a little splash of red or green. But some of the models look very interesting. Like some I don't even think I've ever seen before. Like this one, this Boost model, where it looks like an EQT or something like that, but then underneath it has Boost cushioning. Never seen those before. Obviously, we got some Sambas. That's a classic. The Evo SL back there. Nothing too crazy, but you know, people do go pretty crazy for Kith, and some of them look pretty decent. These are going to be dropping. We have no idea as of right now, but at some point this year or very, very soon. They're doing a runway show on August the 17th, so soon after that. Ice Studios created a very cool pair of Timberlands. This is the Whole Lotta Gray. So these are going to be dropping this year, fall 2025. I actually don't know who Ice Studios is, but whatever they did with these Tims, it's looking pretty clean. They iced out the outsole, so instead of like the gum bottoms, it's just kind of like this opaque bluish color. The top looks really cool in that nice light gray. You get a custom box over here. It is an official collaboration with Timberland. We've even got some on-foot shots over here with that freaking camo fit looking crazy. This is a nice pair of Tims. Unfortunately, I can't give you a release date because we have no idea when. Just fall. That's all we have as of right now. Another one we don't have a release date for is the blue Puma Hali 1, teased by the man himself, Tyrese Halliburton. I guess it's a triple collaboration. Obviously, there's Puma, Salehe Bembury had his touch in designing this, and then obviously Tyrese. So it's, yeah, I guess a triple collab. But this is the blue colorway. I think we've seen some other ones. There was like a pink one that we kind of got a glimpse of. These are going to be dropping at some point this year. The Hali 1 in the blue colorway, which is looking pretty nice. This is an impressive looking model from Puma. Apparently, Jordan Brand is going to be making a grade school exclusive Inner Beast Jordan 11, dropping October 4th. So this is crazy because they say that it's kids only, but the retail price $185. Since when did kids shoes become $185? That has to be a little bit of a typo or a mistake. Either way, we got a little look at the box. We got a look at the pairs as well. These look a little bit bigger than just GS, but apparently it's GS only. They glow in the dark, which is pretty dope, and the upper looks really nice. It's like that suede or some kind of velour material. Man, these things look way too luxury to be a kids exclusive. Why don't you just drop them in a full family size run? So it looks like they've got like little scratch marks, which almost look like Monster Energy logo over the Jumpman on the back. The box is interesting. It's kind of like a back to school style design, but at this, like, yeah, not really much to do with Inner Beast. So it's a little bit of a confusing, you know, choice to go with. Either way, this is our first look, so let me know what you think. So this one's pretty cool, a little bit confusing as well, but the Infinite Archives Air Jordan 17 Low Beach colorway is going to be dropping October 2025. To be more specific, October 17th. And this is I think the only image that we have. Looks like the goddamn infinity stones on the bottom. You got yellow, red, purple, blue, and some black. It's actually a really nice colorway. Now, obviously, I think before we also saw this blue colorway teased by them and a red pair. Where is it? Yeah, this red one as well. But I don't know what's going on with these because we saw these ages ago, but we never saw an actual release. So the only one confirmed to release as of right now is the Thanos pair, and that's it. So we're definitely getting a release of these. Not too sure about the other ones. $305 for this pair of sneakers, October 17th. Let me know what you think down in the comments. We just got first looks at one of the wildest Nike Ja 3 colorways, the Christmas colorway, looking insane. Got like some candied neon rubber on the outsole, and then that kind of like gradient effect goes to red on the top, all over the top of a sparkling white base. Wild colorway. Again, another one that probably mainly basketballers are going to be rocking because these things probably a little bit too crazy to go with just casual everyday outfits. Either way, pretty cool. These are going to be dropping, I think, this fall at some point. Full family size run. We're not entirely sure. Oh yeah, okay, so no, wait. December the 26th apparently is when these are going to be dropping. That's all we have. Whew. Next year is going to be an interesting one. Adidas is dropping some football boots that you can wear casually. The F50 Adiframe. So literally, this is a pair of cleats that they've designed some kind of encasing around so that you can walk around. Why wouldn't they just drop this as like an accessory? So for people who are crazy enough to actually want to wear football boots casually, they could just slap this little frame on the bottom, this little rubber transparent encasement, then they could just rock their normal football boots, just wear them normally. Instead, you get an entirely new pair of shoes. Now, we have seen like the pink colorway, but this golden one does seem a little bit more prestigious. This looks like some kind of Qatar collaboration or Dubai collab. Either way, spring 2026 for these things. I wonder if this whole football shoe trend thing is still going to be around by then. Adidas seems to think so. You let me know what you think down in the comments. This one's pretty funny. Crocs and Microsoft's just made the Windows XP clog. So this is a Microsoft 50th exclusive, kind of similar to what we saw with Delta and the Air Forces, where like Delta dropped them exclusively for employees. These are also going to be exclusive to employees. But man, they have some crazy throwbacks on here, like the paperclip guy, the Internet Explorer logo, the trash can, the mouse, and I actually don't know what that is. Either way, they look pretty hilarious and funny. Unfortunately, only for Microsoft employees as of right now, which they're pre-orders for $80. But potentially a public release is expected in the near future. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know, would you rock these things as a throwback? Another 2026 drop is going to be the Sachs Nike collaboration. As we know, they're dropping the next Mars Yard sneaker, but they're also going to be bringing back the general purpose shoe, and we even have a leak of the first colorway, I guess. Now, the Mars Yard 3.0s, I believe, are going to be dropping literally next month in September. However, new colorways of the GPS sneaker is going to be next year. So this is the first one. We've got a gum bottom, well, a gum midsole, black outsole. This one actually looks pretty clean. Black base, some white overlays, some fragment looking blue on the little accent colors. Now, importantly, it is a mock-up, so we're not entirely sure if it's going to look exactly like that, but they probably will bring back some of the older colorways as well. I remember we saw so many leaks of different new colorways, but we're getting a ton more Sachs and Nike collabs pretty soon. We just got our first in-hand looks of the Jordan 4 Cozy Girl, which is going to be dropping this holiday season. Take a little look. Interesting materials, like it almost looks like it has some teddy bear action on the back. You've got furry laces. The actual toe box looks to be the best material, some kind of smooth nubuck. Not entirely sure, but it's not a bad colorway, and the materials are looking interesting. I don't know how I feel about the fuzzy material around the ankle and the tongue. Either way, it's going to be exclusive to women's sizing. Let me know what you think about these down in the comment section, and in terms of release date, again, just at some point this holiday season. We're not entirely sure when. Justin Bieber just teased a new Skylrk sneaker. They are continuing to pump out different teases and looks. We have yet to see a release of any Justin Bieber sneakers as of right now, just the mules and the slides. So this is probably coming very, very soon, but this is what it looks like. Kind of like a skate style design, very minimal branding, just kind of very much emphasizing the silhouette. It's nothing crazy. I'm sure it's kind of like okay, but it really depends on price point here, because I feel like if they try and go for something that's really expensive, I don't really know if it solves a void that people were looking for with a pair of shoes. Just looks like a design that they decided to go with. It's not bad. It's nothing insane in my opinion. Looks to be decent quality, covered in suede and some leather around the sock liner. This could be a sample that we never see, but as of right now, it looks like they potentially could drop as well. No release date on these. This one kind of came out of nowhere, but apparently Kanye West is going to be dropping a documentary, or to be specific, he's not dropping a documentary. A guy called Nico Ballestros, and he was just kind of, I guess, hovering around Ye for the past 6 years and was just literally holding up a camera going over everything about, I guess, that 6-year span. So it's gonna go over his mental health struggles, the unraveling marriage with Kim Kardashian, the loss of the major sponsorships, which honestly I would like to know more about, the whole sponsorship thing that went down in 2022, because that was friggin' crazy. But yeah, this whole documentary is dropping September 19th, and I think it's in theaters. They're saying in theaters only, but I couldn't imagine going to the movies to watch a Ye documentary. That would be kind of wild. But let's talk about this Off-White collaboration, which apparently has been canceled. This one is out of nowhere. It's pretty crazy. We saw so many leaks and rumors about this pair of shoes. Now, all of a sudden, it's been pulled. Now, this is a little bit of a strange one because, I mean, I don't know if it's actually been canceled, because I find it really hard to believe that these are canceled based off of how many leaks and rumors we had. Like, by pretty much everyone kind of confirmed that these were going to be dropping. So much to the point that we even had a release date, which was December 20th this year. There was a retail price, $190, a color code, which was pretty vague, just white, but we also also had a new SKU number, which was a little bit different from the original Euros that dropped back in 2018. So could it be just delayed to 2026? I would say that makes a little bit more sense, but it could also just be cancelled, or maybe it was never a thing and somehow everybody got wrong information. It seems a little bit strange. But on the other hand, this was an interesting post by Uncle Chrissy. So he did a little deep dive of how many sneakers have been cancelled. Apparently there has been a lot of cancelled releases that were leaked recently. So he outlines the Air Jordan 1 Low Phantom. I do believe these did actually drop in the EU, so I don't know if they were necessarily cancelled or just didn't release out in the US. The Storm Blues, these are not dropping anymore. The Jordan 1 Storm Blues. The Jordan 3 El Gritos, the Jordan 6 Fire Reds, Jordan 13 Bright Citrus, the Jordan 1 Low Rust Pink. I mean, that was always a little bit of a weird one because we have that. We had a release of that a couple years ago. Jordan 4 Starfish. I think that was going to be GS only, but I mean, isn't this an actual picture of it? And then obviously the Off-White Alaskas, the Imam in Your 17s, those are not dropping, although it does say The Beach. Wasn't that the like exact name of the Infinite Archives pair? The Imam in Your Diffused Blues. Isn't this an actual picture as well? Apparently not. So yeah, all of those sneakers are cancelled. Now he goes to theorize why all of these shoes are getting cancelled. Is it bad intel? Is it clickbaiters rushing to get clicks? Or my personal favorite is Nike smoking out the rats. Are they trying to quell the leaks by pushing false information out there, by putting disinformation online? I don't know why they would do that. Maybe, could be interesting. Either way, yeah, all of these are cancelled. A huge wave of Jordans has been cancelled, and the Off-Whites also join it, or potentially pushed. We'll have to wait and see, but if we get any more information on this, I'll update you guys. It is that time of the week. There's a little tradition at this point where I go on Instagram yesterday and I ask you guys, what are you wearing today? And now I'm gonna rate it. So this is the post I put up on my stories. I said, let me rate what you got on feet, and let's see what you guys replied apart from feet pics. Damn. First one, we got some toast, just straight up. Woo! Jaden with the marshmallows. I think those are the actual marshmallows. This is a rare one. Obviously, I wear these things a ton. This is strong. I literally I don't think I've ever ran into anybody else wearing them, so it's very rare. But the Zellerfeld marshmallows, you're gonna get a high score, 9 out of 10, because that is cool. Damn, I haven't seen these in a minute. Mulhern rocking the Yeezy 750s with the cargo pants. Actually looks clean as hell, like the slightly darker gray. That's a solid 8.5 out of 10. That's dope. We got SJ with, I don't even know what these are, but I know I've seen them before. Yeah, it's Leanings or Way of Weights. I can't remember. They're a little bit weird. I'm gonna give you a 4 out of 10 for these. Come on. Bro thought he was slick. Leonard, I'm sorry, bro, but even with the blurry motion, bro tried to walk so fast that we wouldn't catch it, but those are definitely fake Travis Scotts. I mean, unless I'm wrong and maybe the blur is helping it, but just based off of this, they look sus. I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably gonna give these a 2. Unless they're real and I'm wrong and I'm gonna eat my words, you can let me know. Holy, PV Braga with the freaking Dornbecker 4s? Holy hell. I don't even know if I've ever seen someone wearing them. That's crazy. That's gotta get a 9.5. Unless they're fake, but they look real to me. Wow, yeah, that's an insane one. Nah, George, what are you... What are you doing, bro? Damn, he got on the Yeezy slippers. I don't think I've ever seen anybody, like, I've tried to wear them, honestly. They just look so strange. Even the sock ones look better to me. These slippers they're kind of cooked. I'm giving them a 1. And with the red pant combo, I don't think it's helping. I'm sorry, George. Ooh, this is a little underrated sleeper one. I don't know how to say this name. IA Mothman. I'm just gonna say Mothman, but anyway, he's rocking the Tokyo or the vintage Tokyo Jordan 1 lows. These are nice. This is like one of those like rare, you know, non-OG Jordan 1s that kind of break through and look really cool. I'm giving these a solid 8. Nah, we got Alex with the Jesus slip, the Air Bartholomew's. I'm giving you a 2 for that. Marvick with the triple, like all 3 of them are wearing Chicago's. I think there's 2 highs, 1 with the lows. That's pretty cool. I don't know where y'all went, to some kind of event or something, or maybe you just step out every day. You 3 just step out in Chicago's on a regular, but 8.5, that's pretty cool. Holy, the feet pick getting out of hand. All right, we're gonna do one more. I'm gonna try find a full outfit shot. Damn, this one's pretty cool. I actually don't know how many outfits I've seen with these Yeezy boots on, but these are the tactical boots, and bro managed to put a decent fit together. The Guarov, I think is how you say your name, but either way, you put a solid fit together. 8.5. There you have it. Again, if you want to participate, just chuck me a follow on IG, and every Saturday I load up a story and I get to rate them on Sunday. Thank you guys for coming through and hanging out with me as always. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we do this every single week. And of course, if you want to check out another video, throw one up at the top left-hand corner.